But we're going to talk now with our friend John Hanson from Block Club Chicago. Got to get to these stories that we kind of teed up at the beginning of the hour here. Hello. I was like,
hey, John.
Is it good morning? Is it good out? Oh, we're still morning time.
Who knows? Who really knows anymore? By the way,
what?
The Gravitron was the best ride ever. I'm surprised it's still in operation.
Me
right?
Does Olive know about that?
Yes.
Are you hiding it from her?
No, she has ridden the Gravitron.
Oh.
She rode it in Michigan. We went to a county fair in Michigan with my husband. I was surprised too, though. Remember, you get stuck to the wall and you can't move, and it's frightening.
With no seat belts.
I know.
Wait a minute. You allowed her to go onto the Gravitron, but not the Ring of Fire?
The Ring of Fire goes... John, you have a child.
Wait a minute.
Okay, the Ring of Fire goes upside down. Would you allow your 5-year-old, once they're 5, to go on that ride?
His 5-week-old.
5 years old seems a little young. I'd say 8 before you go upside down.
Okay.
But
What
that's
age
how
do
I
you go
feel.
on the Gravitron?
She was 4
Well,
when she...
you'd stay inside like a little cage, like you're in like a spaceship, and you have these matted walls behind you, and they spin it so fast you just get like
stuck. And then the matted walls go up and down. They slide up. Do you remember that?
Oh, that's right. That's when it really got going.
Oh,
Yeah.
my goodness. At 4 years old.
Anita, I don't know. She's a risk taker.
Okay. Well,
all right.
we know where she gets it from. Okay, we've got to talk about the Uptown Theater. We love the idea, John, that so many different musical theaters and other types of theaters are getting some interest in bringing them back to life, but they come with a high dollar sign.
Oh, I mean, this one is going to be huge. But let's just get a little background here. So the Uptown Theater is ginormous. It has a bigger capacity than the Chicago Theater downtown. I mean, this was the crown jewel theater when it was built 100 years ago. It opened 100 years ago tomorrow, so 1925. And, I mean, huge acts that performed here. And it has over 4,000 seats. I mean, it's this giant capacity. It's like where do the dancers in New York, the famous theater out there, they dance at?
Carnegie Hall?
The Rock. Yeah, it's like that for us, for Chicago.
Okay,
Right? That's what this was in its heyday. And so it's going to be 100 years old tomorrow. It hasn't had a show for 44 years.
Wow.
So almost half of its history, it has sat vacant since 1981. That's a long time. Now, there's been a couple different owners that have at least kept the heat on, right? Some of the minimal things just to make sure that it doesn't fall into complete disrepair. But the current owner basically bought it at a foreclosure sale in 2008. He said he was the only guy to show up, and he's poured $12 million just to keep the lights and the heat on. It cost $70,000 a winter to heat this thing.
Oh my goodness.
So
it's a ton of money. They think it's going to cost $190 million to really bring this back to shape. That would be the largest renovation of a theater in American history.
wow. So who is going to fund this? Does he have any idea? Still no idea.
No, there's a lot of ideas floating around, right? Like in 2018, there seemed to be a deal in the works to maybe get the city, the feds, the state to kind of chip in some of this money to try and, revitalize this theater, which is huge for the Uptown neighborhood, which has seen a big turnaround in the last couple of years or so. And more is promised. They've redone the Red Line, a lot of other things in the area. But that fell through when the pandemic broke out, right? No one going to theaters. They weren't going to see this ROI they wanted to see. And I think that's the big problem. Like developers, there's a lot of developers that would love to try something, but even after you spend, let's say it ends up being $250 million, you know how costs always go up. You spend $250 million, we're seeing theaters, modern theaters closing. Like the movie-going entertainment space has changed so much that a developer, I don't know if they're going to want to put in this much money to maybe not get a profit eventually, right? You're not going to have developers do that. So they're trying to make Hail Mary pitches to the feds, to the state, and the owner is optimistic that something can get done, but I mean, it's going to take kind of a Herculean effort, I think, of governments, developers, and so to save this crown jewel of the neighborhood.
Yeah, and then what are they trying to use it for when it's all said and done? And maybe does that become a sliding scale as well?
Yeah, no, you're right. I was just talking to Mac Liederman, who wrote this story. We're going to have a big story about this in our podcast coming up. And I said the same thing to Mac. I was like, I don't know if you can get 4,000 butts in the seats in multiple locations in Chicago anyways. So I don't know. Weddings, right? Graduation ceremonies. They've flirted with some of these ideas and maybe tried a couple of these things here or there. I mean, the front of this building, like when you walk in where you would maybe buy your tickets back in the day, buy the concessions, is gorgeous. It's got this incredible marble staircase going up. I can just picture the wedding pictures there right now, right? They have done like a little things like Transformers 4 filmed the scene in there. So the theater still looks pretty darn good considering it hasn't been a show there since 81. But I agree. I think that the solution may end up being not, oh, let's open this up as a movie theater again, but let's find something. Some of the other crazy ideas, a developer a couple years ago wanted to make like a go-kart track.
What?
This thing. But like, how much money are you gonna make off go-karts, right? Like, you ain't gonna be able to revitalize this theater for go-karts. So there's a lot of ideas being thrown around, and that's why the headline basically is, will Uptown Theater ever reopen? The answer is we don't know. I mean, I think it's sad. It's these no trespassing signs are on this incredible old facade. People try and sneak in every now and then. They got a couple groundskeepers to make sure that doesn't happen, that are always looking around and doing stuff.
What does the inside look like? Because like I'm picturing like the Astrodome, right, in Houston. I mean, it was like it's a mess. You know, I mean, the ceiling is falling down, the seats are coming apart, and I would assume it costs so much to renovate because you have asbestos, lead paint.
Yeah, I mean, all of the above, probably in some parts of the building, right? But I gotta say, as I was scrolling through the pictures, and we've got the pictures up at blogclubchicago.org, don't know if we can scroll through some of them now, but it looks really quite good. I mean, some of the curtains, right, are not great. The seats are going to all have to be replaced at some point. Some of the softer stuff, but they said that when they built this building, they had incredible foresight, and maybe because it came less than a quarter century after the famed Iroquois Theater fire, right, in 1903 in Chicago, they built this theater with a ton of steel. Like, they were smart about more than was required. Like, they were like, we want this to last and be a beacon forever. So the guts of this place are actually pretty strong, and some of the masonry, all the fine details, I'm looking at Colin Boyle's photos. I mean, they still look pretty darn good. I mean, of course it needs the guts, as you mentioned, the lead paint, the asbestos, the up to code, the plumbing, I'm sure, is not in perfect shape, and all the other things that you would expect from a modern amenity experience, you know, would have to be upgraded. And there's a lot of will, right? I mean, the community wants this, and they've been begging for something like this in a neighborhood that has, as I mentioned, gone under change. So I don't know. I left the conversation with Mac, who I just chatted with, the reporter, just like, ooh. I mean, I'm glad people care, but a little, look at that, right?
Beautiful.
Can't you picture like the brides and the bridesmaids on one side? Yeah, right? That's what I'm thinking.
Let me ask you, is there like a historic preservation aspect of this? Because I know that can be a benefit and also something that really holds a lot of developers back too.
Yeah, you're hitting on something right there, Anita. The idea that you go through preservation and efforts like that, there's certain things that have to be up to code. You can't like preserve something that is falling apart essentially, or that there's not a more effort to keep it alive. Honestly, I'd have to like dig in a little deeper. I know there have been a lot of preservation efforts made in the past, and you know they sometimes succeed. A lot of buildings have been saved. There's the front of it too. Yeah. But as we just saw, the Damon silos were just knocked down off the Stevenson Expressway. Right. Even preservation efforts sometimes fail in the city if there isn't like a viable path forward for this working. I don't think the city or the state likes slapping preservation things on buildings, perhaps rightfully so, that if they're never going to become what they were, then you've got this. I mean, it's 40,000 square feet. This could be land that, I mean, I would hate to see a theater like this destroyed for condos, but like that's what the city would kind of argue. Now I think maybe the solution, this is just me speaking. You see that gorgeous room we're looking at? That giant theater, I would love to save it, but couldn't we preserve at least part of this thing and build it into something that's bigger? Maybe we don't have the money to upkeep everything, and that's sad to see part of this go, but like
a nightclub, a restaurant, a bar. we don't have enough of those in Chicago. John, let's move on to our next topic here and our last topic. So for over 60 years, the West Side's Shine King has made shoes gleam, and boy, do they have a name for themselves on the West Side in Austin.
Yeah, they do. This is a huge part of the community. Over 60 years, Shine King has been run. It's right on Central Avenue, and it's now in its second owner. The original owner passed away in 2022. The son took it over and doing his best to keep it going. I mean, talk about changing industries. Shoe shining has really changed over the years. And really, the pandemic really hurt a lot of these businesses. There was one in Lakeview that closed that had been open for 80 years, one downtown that had been open for 90 years, closed downtown. But this one keeps on going. They've also pivoted to shoe repair as well to try and keep everything up. But I think one of the things that keeps this place going is they are not, a lot of the kids bring their Jordans in, right, to be cleaned and to be meticulously cleaned. People bring their UGG boots in. So this isn't a place that's just trying to hold on to the leather dress shoe wearing community. It's offering opportunities for people to gather. And I think that's also, it's like a barbershop for this neighborhood in many ways. The Shoe Shine place is kind of an extension of that. And they're trying to find different ways to make this old business new. The son trying to keep it. What's interesting is the son swore he would never take it over, right? Like, he grew up in this place with his dad, and then he just said, like a shoe, you fall in love with something like this. Obama used to go there, former President Obama, and a lot of other big names. So it's a great story, I suggest, and you can see the photos there of Collins. It's a really cool story of just like keeping a business going in a modern era and seeing where they can go from here.
And that's the biggie. I think, like, we love to see things passed down, of course, from one member of the family to the next. And there are so many stories where someone has had a business for so long and that next generation is like, actually, no. And I think that's such a tough decision, especially with an industry like that where you just don't see that many of them out there.
Yeah, and Vernon Cole, I didn't say his name earlier. He's the owner now, and he's got the regulars, right? I think that's what keeps it going. And he gets people that come in that don't even get their shoes shined all the time. They just, in between shine shoes, they come in and chat. They sit in the chairs. And like that's really what this place, I think the heart of this place is. It's the conversations that have happened there, right? To be a fly on the wall for some of the great debates in Chicago's West Side. I would love to have been there for some of that. But I mean, it's a great story. It's a great read. I'm optimistic about this place. I think a lot of people are. Oh, one other thing. They opened a police and fire training facility in the Humboldt Park neighborhood, and they see a lot of police officers and firefighters because they have to wear the nice shoes to the training facility and stuff. And so I think, like, oh, what a smart way to get a new group of people that do have to wear the dress shoes nearby in the neighborhood. So
what's the address in case people are watching?
Hold on.
And
let me scroll around.
I'm like, I want people to be able to find them.
The Shine
No, you're
King.
great. No, it's in here somewhere. Oh, come on. I'm scrolling like everybody else. It's like Madison.
It looks like
338 North Central.
Okay.
338 North Central. So that's like Central Avenue, Madison, Monroe, Jackson, basically. Okay.
Got it. All right. Thank you so much, John. We love seeing you. And ILL.
I, baby.
Have a great rest of your day. Tell your little one we said hello.
I think we woke him up. He's in the
Oh, no. That's the worst.
That's what aunties do.
Yeah.
Bye.
See you, John.